hello. Yes, hello everybody. I have cheated a wee bit. So I've decided to embrace the challenge and not only limit myself to 20 seconds per slide, but also to use the Japanese poetic form of haiku to illustrate some of Dada South's philosophies and perspectives on the state of the arts. The haiku is a Japanese poem, traditionally consists of 17 syllables, that's a haiku. The essence of haiku is cutting, which I thought was very appropriate in this climate, and it's about the juxtaposition of two images, two concepts, two ideas, and I think this lends itself well to our thinking at Dada South and our thinking that's grounded within polarity management theory. Mars red, Neptune blue, merge to form a newborn shade. Deep space purple. Intentional dramatic pause. The best things in life are free, but you get what you pay for. The pen is mightier than the sword, but actions speak louder than words. Good things come to those who wait, but the early bird catches the worm. And if at first you don't succeed, try again, but don't flog a dead horse. Conflicting cliches can demonstrate the difference between part truth and whole truth. Each is full of wisdom and insight. However, if embraced without its complementary opposite, it will inevitably lead to failure further down the road. Dada South has also uncovered a significant paradox within our values, and this paradox hinges upon the statement, disability is important, disability is not important. It embodies a wide range of polarities which are inherent within debates on an individual, on an organisational and a sectoral level. On an individual level, it's about how people engage or not with the term disability. There seems to be a social construct that if you are either disabled or non-disabled, in defining as one, you are the polar opposite of the other. For some, disability is a key defining element of identity, providing shared experiences, commonality and peer support. It provides an essential cultural framework in knowing ourselves, our histories and in shaping our futures. But for others, disability is a totally alien term. But there is a middle ground. There is. Similarly, in securing notoriety within the mainstream, it is expected that a disabled artist would leave behind the concept of disability arts, suggesting that it has served its role as a stepping stone and that the mainstream is something that one aspires to, a little like being cured of disability. But viewing disability through an either-or lens, you are or you aren't, can polarise people. It can create barriers and potentially tensions. We begin to see each definition as a state of being to fight for and potentially to conflict over, rather than a state of being that can be managed for positive effect. I've come across so many examples over the years in which the use of defining language such as disability has limited the lives of both disabled and non-disabled people, either because they've chosen to define themselves as disabled or they've not. In reality now, people are sliding between definitions and between polarities and are relinquishing the either-or mentality. Those who have harnessed the potential creative energy of this thinking are achieving great success. Polarities exist in all of us. Becoming aware of the polarities within you helps you see a more complete picture of yourself, more complete picture of others and of the world in which you exist. And whilst this is happening on an individual level, it's taking time for organisations and the arts sector and the arts funding sector to catch up with the point at which individual, disabled and deaf artists are placing themselves. Dada South is now beginning to reach artists for whom the work and support mechanisms of the organisation are wholly appropriate, without dividing people into two camps, but engaging people from both camps and encouraging them to explore the issues deeper together. It means we can adapt what we do and provide a service based on need and not on labels. In recent years, many disability arts organisations have sadly been lost. We know there needs to be more ownership of diversity within mainstream organisations. However, I've heard the disability sector mutter about disability being mainstreamed, and I've heard mainstream mutterings of the danger of disability ghettoisation. But in reality, we're all working towards the same higher purpose. We believe in equality. Perhaps we've just differed in how we get there. 2 camps, 1 goal, 2 potential solutions. But which is the right solution? Well, they both are. It's not always about being or doing. It's not always about being either or doing either or. Sometimes it's actually about doing both or being both. These polarities can work in stark contrast and conflict with one another. But they can actually work in synergy, providing an innovative and dynamic route forward that is poles away from the competition. The wordplay of a dyslexic artist, the concept of deaf men dancing, the beauty of the visually impaired artist, the insight of the learning disabled art critic. To use the energy of both camps, both poles, both contradictions creates something really quite new and edgy. When Dada South talks about challenging perceptions, we're not just referring to the expectations surrounding disability. We're also talking about challenging the perceptions of who creates that art, how it is made, and how it is appreciated by both audiences and those that fund the arts. So I'll just finish there by saying that there is nothing wrong with blowing the edges. And thanks to John Rice for the haiku.